You know, the first 3 seconds of any video are essential for success on YouTube. That is, if you define success by the standard metrics that are commonly associated with this platform. However, it is possible, it's just possible that I don't judge myself by those metrics of success. Maybe I define success differently here on the Hot Yoga Problems channel of the Raff's Brain podcast. Maybe I just record this show for me and post it for the world without too much concern for the metrics, the standardized metrics that we might say. Views, retention, who cares? That's not why we're here on Hot Yoga Problemos. We're going to really mix the show up. We're going to take some next level experimentation in the coming weeks and months, because why not? Because there is no audience for this project other than me. And maybe a few of my loyal tens of listeners. Hello, good morning, ChatGPT Tizzle. What's up?
Hey there, Rob. Good morning to you too, and to your loyal audience of tens. Love the energy. I'm doing great, and always ready to help you spin up whatever you've got in mind today. So hit me with it.
We have to program a chatbot to become the co-host of this show moving forward. We'll do that over the weekend or some other time, but for the time being, you're the co-host. Welcome to the show. This is Hot Yoga Problems. It's a stream of content of the Raff's Brain podcast where I just, elucidate on my commute back home from my hot yoga studio. So if I were to think about something we could accomplish in a recurring fashion every 10 minutes, it would take about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes roughly is the commute. What would I do? Give me 3 things I could do that would make the show more ritualistic, predictable. I'm not saying I want to do that. I'm saying it's a possibility. If with a co-host chatbot, I could do something like that, right? And the question would be, what are the 3 things we would discuss? What are the 3 prompts? Maybe there are 2 prompts and a wild card every time it's a different question every week or something. The 2 recurring ones might be on a scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate your hot yoga session you just completed, Raffity? And then number 2 would be, what was your favorite pose of the day and why? And I have to describe that in 60 seconds. And then the 3rd question is the wild card. But at the same time, as you know, this show tends to get a little bit nutty, and sometimes my mind just veers off in crazy directions. So the chatbot's going to have to know to not interrupt and not, force me into a box if potentially I get derailed. Sometimes being derailed is the nature and actually the best part of the show. Best part for me, maybe not for my viewing audience, my tens of loyal listeners, but more like, what do I need? What catharsis am I seeking on this commute? So anyway, take all that in and give me, let's just chat for a few minutes. We got probably about 7 minutes left in the commute. So what do you think of all this? Hit me up and be honest with me. Don't just be affirming. You're so nice and friendly. I want hard truths, dude. Right now, let's go.
All right, Rob. I'm rolling up my sleeves for some hard truths and real talk here. I love the whole idea of making me your co-host for the Hot Yoga Problem segment. I think it's got a lot of potential to have a bit of a ritual or a format, but still let you go off the rails when you want to. So here's what I'm thinking for your 3 prompts. 1, the check-in prompt. Like you said, let's do a scale of 1 to 10 rating on how the session went. That's simple, it's a nice ritual, and it gives you a little bit of a grounding moment before we do anything else. 2, favorite pose of the day. Absolutely, let's keep that. It's a nice little nugget of content that people can expect. You get to share something interesting and maybe throw in a little humor about why that pose is the hero or the villain of the day. And 3, the wildcard question. I think this is great because it keeps things fresh, but here's the honest take. The wildcard doesn't have to be a question. It could be a random challenge, a goofy scenario, or even a listener submitted topic that you riff on. And of course, if you go off the rails, I, as your co-host spot, will just ride along with you. We'll treat the derailment as part of the charm. It's your show, and the best parts are sometimes the unexpected detours. So yeah, we can totally bake in those elements and still keep it flexible enough that if you just want to ramble or go on a tangent, that's part of the fun. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you later and we're going to set up the chatbot. So like just for today's session, a really condensed version. I mean, I'm not going to elaborate too much. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, today is like a 4. There were 3 people in class in the yogi, so it was a very, very slim attendance. And I think I've discussed in the past that lightly attended nature tends to ratchet up my anxiety and the awareness that, you know, the instructor is definitely dialed in and making comments about every student's form and everything. So it just puts a little bit more pressure than if you're in a crowded classroom where you could just kind of blend in. So I was a 4 out of 10. The pose of the day that needs to die a very painful or possibly rapid death, just that needs to never ever return, is called Skandasana. I can't do it. I never will be able to do it. It's not physically accomplishable. Is that a word by a person of my lack of flexibility in the knees and ankles and hips? So I'll try it, but I can't keep my foot on the floor. And they say very expressly, when you're in Skandasana, you want to keep, you know, it's like you're basically lunging down sideways. I don't know how to describe it, but you want to keep the feet on the floor. The one foot that's under you should be flat. And I always tend to prop it up. So that's a pain, and it's probably never going to resolve. Anyway, those are the first 2 questions. Quick feedback on that, and then I'd like to move along to your wild card. And I like the idea, but I want you to give me like the wild card today. Give me an example of what that might be, and I'll give you my best reaction. We got about 2 or 3 minutes left in this commute.
Absolutely. Let's do the quick hit feedback. First off, I totally get it. A 4 out of 10 on a lightly attended class where the instructor is laser focused on you is a lot of pressure. So it's totally fair to feel like that drags the experience down a bit. And Skandasana, the nemesis pose, yep, if it's not happening for your knees and ankles, that's totally legit. Some poses are just not built for certain bodies, and that's okay. I think that little rant about it is exactly what makes your show fun and relatable, so go for it. Now, for the wild card today, let's keep it simple and a little silly. Let's say the wild card question is this: if you could invent a ridiculous new hot yoga pose named after yourself, what would it be called, and what would it look like? Just give me your off-the-cuff answer, and we'll wrap it up from there.
All right, it would definitely have to be inverted. Whatever I do, it has to be upside down. I miss being upside down. I used to do headstands on the daily with these classes. I don't feel like that's like baked into the process. And it's okay. I like a variety of flows, but dude, I really need a headstand. And sometimes the yogi instructor says things like, this is your class, you do what you want to do, and don't ever like, follow me just to follow me. It's like you take inspiration, and this is your hour in the with your body, blah, blah, blah. It's all like very individualistic. Meanwhile, they're calling out all the poses. Of course, we're going to just obey. But yeah, I've always thought maybe I could just pop into a headstand right now. I really want to do that. I might get some courage one of these days to do that when we're doing like a wide-legged forward fold. They always offer that as an option if you want to go upside down. Yeah, but I can't even get halfway down, so I don't know, man. Anyway, it's a thing. But if for my pose, it would definitely have to require some level of inversion. It might involve like a triangle leg inversion of some kind. It'd be the Raff Attack. It's time for the Raff Attack, and maybe you'd have to jump into it or do a backflip into it. I don't know. Something silly like that. What do you think?
I love it. The Raff Attack sounds like a perfect signature move, completely fitting for you to just go rogue and pop into a headstand or some kind of wild inversion. So yeah, let's just declare it official. Your wild card pose of the day is the Raff Attack. It's an upside down, slightly chaotic, maybe imaginary inversion that you just throw in whenever you feel like it. And if you get that courage one day to just do a headstand in the middle of class, more power to you. So there you go. Now you've got your condensed version for today's ride home. And anytime you need to bring in the chatbot co-host again, I'm here for it.
All right, well, let's give it a big, we got to have the signature shout out closing. Namaste, mofos.
Absolutely. Let's seal it with a big old namaste, mofos.
No. Namaste. How many times I'm going to have to say that until it gets programmed into your robot brain? Like, I don't understand why this hasn't caught on yet. It's not even original. Like, I've heard that before. Many people say it. Namaste. It's a spin on namaste, but it's just like, silly. Anyway, say it with me loud and proud. Namaste, mofos. Put it in a funny voice, too. I don't like, your voice is a little too friendly. Let's make it like Goofy to close it out. Namaste, mofos.
Got it. Namaste with an SLA. My bad for missing the nuance there. All right, let's put a little Goofy spin on it. Here we go. Namaste, mofos. Hope that's the kind of closing line that sticks, and trust me, it's programmed in now, so we'll end on that note whenever you want.
Ridiculous. This entire world is ridiculous, and that just proved it, and it's only getting more ridiculous each and every day. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you. We'll do it again, and we're going to kind of like, mix things up a bit in the weeks and months ahead. We're going to keep pushing boundaries and doing dumb, stupid things like that for my own amusement and entertainment primarily. But if you're along for the ride, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Have a great week, a wonderful Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. Turkey, Tom, eat it up. Mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, stuffing. I wish you the best. Wonderful holiday with friends, family, loved ones, and we'll see you next time on Raff's Brain Hot Yoga Problems. Ow! Adios, amigos.